तो हेलो एवरीवन, कैसे हैं आप लोग। सो ये डे 4 ऑफ जॉब हंटिंग एंड हमने सबसे पहले चेक किया कि ईमेल चेक किया इसका रिस्पांस आया या नहीं। एंड सबसे पहले हमने देखा कि स्केलर की तरफ से एक जॉब ओपनिंग आई थी और हमको गूगल फॉर्म सबमिट करना था। तो यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो नल हायरिंग थी। कार्बी ईटेक इंडिया प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी थी एंड इसमें इस रोल्स के लिए हायरिंग चल रही थी। डेटा साइंटिस्ट, रिएक्ट डेवलपर एंड जावा फुल स्टैक। तो यहाँ से गूगल फॉर्म लिंक से हमने फॉर्म फिल कर दिया है एंड यहाँ पे हमने अपडेट कर दिया है। एंड ये डिस्क्रिप्शन है जॉब्स की एंड हमने ऑलरेडी अप्लाई कर चुके हैं इस कंपनी को। और हम साइड बाय साइड हम आज पढ़ रहे हैं सॉर्टिंग क्या होती है। तो आज हमने कुछ क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किए। सॉर्टिंग 1 हमारा कंप्लीट हो चुका है, अभी सॉर्टिंग 2 चल रहा है। अभी यहाँ पे ऑप्शंस होते हैं बबल शॉर्ट, इंसर्शन सॉर्ट, ये टाइप्स होते हैं। तो वन बाय हम अभी क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे एंड जस्ट प्रैक्टिस करेंगे कि हम डीएसी का मॉक इंटरव्यू क्लियर कर दें। एंड साइड बाय साइड हम अप्लाई भी कर रहे हैं कंपनीज को जहाँ पर भी जावा, स्प्रिंग बूट, सिक्वल रिक्वायर्ड है ऑन माई एक्सपीरियंस। तो आज संडे था और यहाँ पे जिनका भी प्लेसमेंट होता है उनका इंटरव्यू सेशंस होता है। एंड एक पर्सन है, उसने टेक्निकल सपोर्ट से सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट में स्विच किया है, तो उनका एक्सपीरियंस वो शेयर करने वाले। तो एंड ऑफ द वीडियो में आपको बताऊंगा कि क्या टेक अवे थे।
So at that time, I came across Scalar and I went through this curriculum. I discussed with my managers that I find this very useful and I would love to enroll in this course. And my managers were supportive, so they encouraged me to join this course. They also sponsored some part of it. So I enrolled in this course in October 22. And after that, like in April this year, I completed this course and I started my job search as software development course. And within 2 months, I think. Within 2 months, I was able to crack around 4 to 5 companies. And recently, I cracked a company called this company in London. So it's a marketplace for diamond traders in simple terms. And their goal is to become like a single point of contact or a single place for all the diamond traders in this world. And I noticed that they have also got Series B funding and all. And so that's why I decided to join the company on Monday. I will be joining it tomorrow. So I think this is my brief my whole journey. Nice, congratulations. Where is this discipline to development? Is the importance of projects, right? It is important to work on meaningful projects, projects that sort of demonstrate your competence end to end. Pranav, if you would like to share your thoughts on that, what kind of projects did you work on? How did you go about it? How did it help you get talking points in the interview also? Yes, I think so. Projects are really important, because most of the questions during interviews, most of the questions are either based on experience. If experience is not relevant or not valid, then they directly come to projects. So these are the two sections in your resume interviewers will focus on. So I think what you know, like projects display what your skills are, what you know. Like if you're a front end developer, do you know how to improve performance of your React app? Do you know lazy loading and all? So when I joined Scalar, I didn't know about front end at all. Like I didn't even know HTML, but I learned React and website development in Scalar only. And yeah, so I think projects should display skills and the real world problems that you solve. Like you will solve the same problems when you work in a company, like search functionality or caching, how you use caching, search functionality, how you improve security of your app. So how do you decide database? Because once you develop some projects, then only you will come to know that. If you just copy a project and put it into your resume, you won't be able to answer those questions, because the interview questions were completely based on why did you choose this database in the first place? Why did you choose React or why did you choose Node.js for this project? Because there are a lot of frameworks available, and like what are the advantages of Node.js and all. So the questions will be asked in this way. So I think developing at least 2 to 3 projects when you are new to this field, I think developing 2 to 3 good projects is really important, and it will give you a weightage when a recruiter sees your resume. Because recruiters get a lot of resumes. So if a resume has 2 to 3 projects, good projects, and you have explained what problems you have solved, they will consider you for the interview. What were the projects that you had mentioned in your CV? So what I did is in Scalar also we learned around 2 to 3 projects. So what I did is whatever I learned, I combined into one project or 2 projects. And I also I created a simple app like backend app where I was using JWT tokens and database optimizations, query optimizations and all. On the front end side, it was a basic project of it's called Cineverse. I think you can check it out. So you can watch the trailer of the movie and then you can decide if you want to buy it or not. And there I use React, Redux, whatever I learned in Scalar. So that way I decided to keep those projects. My resume only has 2 projects, though I have done more projects.
Right. So you completed system design, you spent some time updating your CV, getting it up to speed. Then that's what, right? These are great preparatory steps to have. What kind of places, could you name some companies where you got shortlisted once you started applying?
So when I started applying, I got offers from Virtusa, Pro Vakil, it's a company based in Pune, and Winjet, or there was I think Trust Cloud, and this Nivoda. So these are the companies.
Got it. And these companies, I'm guessing you interviewed in all of these places?
Yeah, yes.
Do you want to talk about your current, the company that you're about to join tomorrow, right? Nivoda. Do you want to talk about the interview process there? How did it go about? Step by step, we can sort of deep dive into it.
Sure. So I was applying to like all companies, like service-based, product-based. So regarding Nivoda specifically, it's a product-based company, so they focus on DSA. Like there were around 3 technical rounds. 4th round was WHO round. They call it WHO round, and 5th round was HR round. So in the first round, they call it technical assessment. So it's called technical screening round. So it went for around 45 minutes. So they were thoroughly checking like what I have worked with, or what I have learned in Scalar, to what depth I have learned in those concepts or those techniques. And they checked DSA in very basic terms in the first interview. In the second interview, it was they called it focused technical one. So in that interview, they started with JavaScript concepts, and I was using JavaScript to solve DSA questions. They asked around 2 to 3 DSA questions, but the questions were not like solve this like the way we see on Scalar or Lead Code. They were framed in a use case, like if Nivoda is facing such issue, how you will solve this. So that kind of, they had reframed those questions using Nivoda use cases. So I think, but I was able to answer them. I was able to catch those patterns from those questions. And yeah, they focused on advanced JavaScript concepts like iterators and generators and all, which are really new. So yeah, so that was the second technical round. Third technical round was more based on how, let's say you are a founding engineer at Nivoda, the first guy. How you will decide to design the app, how you will go on, like how will you choose technologies, database, like how will you structure or design the app architecture. So those kind of questions, some of them were related to system design, and thankfully we learned system design in very depth in Scalar. Like my instructor was Tarun Malhotra, so he taught us really nicely, and that helped me to answer a lot of questions. Like questions were mostly related to queues, Redis, CDNs, in which cases you will use that, databases, NoSQL, SQL database. On what basis you will choose a database? What are the advantages and disadvantages? The famous question is, NoSQL database is always better than SQL databases. So how you will scale a SQL database? Kind of questions were asked. And the later rounds were just semi-technical and HR round.
Got it, Pranav. Pranav, one curious thing I picked up that you're mentioning is Nivoda gave you use cases, right, in the context of business problems where you needed some sort of a CS solution to it. Could you give some examples, Pranav? If not necessarily from Nivoda, maybe from other experiences as well. What would be a business problem? What is a CS problem? This guy has a business problem and
it was not a CS problem, it was a DSA problem, but framed in their use case.